Every Friday morning, someone left bags of groceries on my porch. I thought it was a kind neighbor, until my security camera revealed a face I never expected to see. I installed a security camera to catch whoever kept leaving free groceries at my door. What I discovered changed the way I looked at my neighborhood forever. The mysterious groceries appeared every Friday for 3 months. Then one rainy night, the truth finally stepped into the camera's light. Everyone warned me not to trust the new neighbor, but when I uncovered the secret behind those grocery bags, I couldn't stop crying. The person secretly feeding my family every week wasn't who I imagined, and their reason was even more unbelievable. My dear child, come closer and listen carefully. Today, I want to share an inspired story with you. It isn't a story from the Bible, but it reflects the timeless values of compassion, generosity, humility, and love that I taught. Sometimes we believe the greatest blessings come from those who have the most to give, but life has a beautiful way of surprising us. Often, the hands that quietly lift others are the very hands carrying their own burdens. While the world celebrates those who give from abundance, heaven delights in those who give from the little they have, with no desire for recognition, applause, or reward. In this story, a struggling family wakes up every Friday to find mysterious bags of groceries waiting on their porch. Curious and uncertain, they install a security camera, convinced they're about to uncover the identity of a generous neighbor. But when the footage finally reveals the person behind those quiet acts of kindness, it uncovers a story of sacrifice, faith, and selfless love that no one in the neighborhood saw coming. So open your heart, because before this story comes to an end, you'll be reminded that true generosity isn't measured by how much we possess, but by how willingly we choose to share. Sometimes, God's greatest blessings arrive before sunrise, carried by ordinary people with extraordinary hearts. Now, let the story begin. Every Friday morning, there was another bag of groceries sitting on my front porch. Fresh milk, bread, eggs, sometimes fruit, sometimes diapers for my little son. There was never a note, never a knock, just quiet kindness. At first, I thought the delivery company had made a mistake, but week after week, the groceries kept coming. Money was tight after I lost my job, but accepting help from an anonymous stranger made me uncomfortable. My friends warned me, "Be careful. People don't do things for free." Finally, I installed a security camera. The next Friday, I watched the footage with my coffee in hand. At exactly 5:42 a.m., a hooded figure quietly walked onto my porch. They gently placed 2 grocery bags beside the door, then paused for just a second. As they turned toward the camera, I gasped. It wasn't the wealthy family across the street. It wasn't a church volunteer. It wasn't even my new neighbor. It was Mr. Collins, the elderly widower who collected aluminum cans every afternoon. The man everyone assumed could barely afford his own groceries. I ran outside and found him before he reached the corner. "Mr. Collins, why?" "Why?" He smiled softly. "When my wife was battling cancer, strangers helped us. I promised God that if I ever had the chance, I'd quietly help someone else." "But how can you afford this?" I asked. He chuckled. "I can't afford not to. My needs are small, but kindness grows when it's shared." Tears filled my eyes. That Sunday, I shared his story with our local church. Within days, neighbors began bringing groceries to Mr. Collins instead. Others helped pay his utility bills. Someone even repaired his leaking roof. The man who had secretly cared for everyone finally discovered he wasn't alone. This inspirational fictional story reflects the compassion, generosity, and quiet service taught by Jesus. Sometimes the greatest miracles don't arrive with applause, they arrive before sunrise, carrying grocery bags no one was supposed to notice. If this story touched your heart, share it with someone who believes one act of kindness can inspire a whole community. You can tell me if you believe God often works through ordinary people doing extraordinary acts of love.